$20 to the full charge, so it won't be $20 each person. It'll be $20 spread out between however many people choose that to go. So yeah, so say if 35 go, it'll be like 50 cents added to your individual charge or whatever. So if you add lunch, it'll be $5 per person, and you can kind of do the math in your head. 36 plus 50 cents plus 5. So with this particular date, it can be virtually any date, and it's really going to be on a Saturday. So all of these dates are Saturdays. The April 14th date, if anyone was wondering, it's 2 weeks before finals, so it's still giving up time to study, and like it's not the weekend before finals. Everybody like, oh, I have finals to study for, and if we choose to do our own transportation, if we choose to go to Enterprise and rent vans, or if we just choose to carpool on ourselves. And if we add this guide leader, we can just follow him. He can lead us, but we can go up there by ourselves. We just have to be there before a certain time. Like let's say 11, we'll map quest the directions, be up there at 11. We could probably carpool or do whatever. And the guide, he would just kind of lead us down the river, or we could just go ourselves. And the outgoer, that's what they call them up there. Oh, the outfitter, excuse me, the outfitter. He will kind of guide us down the river, and then we'll just go down the river, being led by the outfitter. Or we just go down ourselves.
Yeah.
But
I've gotten that river before.
Have you ever been?
When he kind of said that, I was like, I'll pay the 50 cents for safety. So if we choose to do GSU, get transportation by GSU, kind of using their athletics vans, it will be $45 per person. The drivers is provided within that 45, and we also add $5 if we want to do lunch. It's the same as the other one. And the date requests, the ones with these, if we choose to do transportation by the athletics buses, the dates are kind of up in the air. Like we have to check to see if vans are available. If they are available, it'll be 1 van, 2, 3, or maybe none. So I was just thinking our own transportation would probably be the best thing to go. So we can rent. If you don't drive, we can rent vans. They're Enterprise. Hopefully you have a driver's license. We can kind of, once we get it down, once I pass around the sheet, once we get it down, we'll see who drives, who doesn't drive, and we can do it like that. So the dates are here are March 17th, March 24th, April 7th, and April 14th. The drive to the river is approximately 2 hours. The leaving time, rafting, and the return back to Atlanta will be approximately, put the wrong time. It'll be 6 hours. I put 2 on here, but it'll be 6 hours. So I'm gonna pass around the sheet. You can put your name, so I can keep track. I'm gonna pass around again at the next one. And just for anybody who isn't here tonight, and you can choose between March 17th, March 24th, April 7th, and April 14th. Okay. So I'm gonna pass around the sheet.
Sign your name under the one you want.
Yeah, sign your name under the one that you're available for, or the one that you want. I'll see which one has the most. Next meeting, I'll bring it up again. I'll be like, most people were signed up for so-and-so, and I'll try to see if you're available for that day, or can you request off for work if you have to work. It's a rafting trip. Basically, James had brought it up to me a while ago. Yeah, just for fun. Yeah, just for SGA people. I apologize. Just fun for us.
We won't use SGA funds. That's the whole idea.
Yeah, it's just for us bonding time. End of the year, bang. But oh yeah.
You said there's a guide, one like $20 per guide.
It's only going to be one guide, and the $20 is split between everybody.
Each raft carries 5 people, so one guide is not going to be enough if more than 5 people go. So
I guide this river every year at Scout Camp. So
dude, I mean,
seriously, it's not that big of a deal.
no, I feel like
there's going to be multiple rafts.
I'll be on the raft.
I've been down that river before, and like, if there was no guide, people wouldn't have came back. I'm so serious.
You can pay 50 cents for a guide.
Okay. Okay.
But I'll pass. Yes.
Can you just like send out an email with all the prices and stuff that you do?
Yeah, I'm gonna send out an email as well. I'm just reading it now, but I actually tried to do that today, but it didn't work out. So pass around the paper, sign your name, and I'll tally up. And then the next meeting, I'll go ahead and let you know which one got majority vote, and try to see y'all available for the ones who signed up for different days. So, and that's it for me.
Okay, first I'm going to go over Grace Lee. She's not able to be here today. She was sick, so she went to the doctor, so she wanted to let you all know if you have any questions to email her, but she doesn't have any updates currently. For me, I just have a couple of things that I want to talk about. The commencement committee did meet. We had a discussion, and from the President's Office and University Relations, we can now say that the Robinson College of Business will be doing an undergraduate ceremony this fall, and every fall they will continue to do that, so that's something good. They also will be coming back with a list of tentative speakers, kind of what we get for our money. We also hopefully will have the registrar sending out an email to all students soon to let everyone know what happened and why it changed. She had sent out an email to all the students who were affected directly graduating in this fall, but they hadn't to the whole university community, and I thought that was something they needed to do. We also have had some students bring up concerns about the buses to Richmond, and I want to clarify a couple of things. There was some miscommunication about what SGA had been, or what SGA had agreed to do, those sorts of things. A miscommunication had occurred where it was told to some individuals that SGA had committed to do buses, which, as we all know, we hadn't gotten to that point yet. The executive board, as we told you last meeting, did decide not to go forward with the buses because of the uncertainty and different types of things. What we will be doing is we will be working with the Blueligans, which it's a funny name, and I can't say it with a straight face. That's apparently our student spirit organization. They will be going in vans to Richmond, and we will be co-sponsoring some of their costs, which is kind of our way of dealing with the fact that I don't believe that we'll be able to fill up buses, but we still want to be able to support athletics. And any misnomer that SGA doesn't support university athletics is crop. And I also want to kind of get your input because you may have read an article recently in the AJC kind of talking about some changes that might happen in athletics soon. Athletics get $16.5 million from students every year to fund athletics. They're also getting $500,000 from the University of Tennessee for us to play football against them, and yet they keep coming back to us saying it's our responsibility to pay for buses. And I really disagree with that idea. You know, I think we're here to support schools here, and we are glad to do that, but our budget isn't theirs, and we can't afford to do these things on a consistent basis, and they can. So hopefully at our next Senate meeting, we'll have a resolution to send to Director Levitt to kind of let her know our take on this and see if we can get their mentality to change a little instead of coming back for us for more money and doing nothing more for us. The final thing I will say is I got the position of co-director for Homecoming for Spotlight's program board, so thanks.
Unfortunately, Shoe Justice Rennie is also very sick, so I don't know what's going around, but you guys need to take your vitamins, have a really good safe spring break because then when you come back. But we're going to go to our advisor. We'll run after Black. I just went back to high school.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Short. I appear to be tired because I am. Out yesterday evening wishing for our seniors for the basketball team to get that ring. I was so proud of how well they played the whole season and wanted them to get that so bad, but I just couldn't get enough energy. Those of you who were there, thank you, because your energy was felt, and I know that they appreciate it. So we got a lot to look forward to next year. I want to give you an update on the SGA candidate information. We were able to confirm 72 candidates running for positions. I can't be specific about the different things that they'd be running for because my brain just is that computer-like this evening. I do know that I was able to look at the things that are important for what I present to the administration. And I tell them about how the level of academic achievement is in this area. And our overall grade point average of those who applied to be candidates is about 3.25, somewhere in that range, meaning we keep hope alive. Give yourselves a hand. the academic group, I wanted to compliment you, not just the ones who are like you in terms of the bow ties and the caps and everything. You look good, but all of you do. I want to say thank you for the way that you prepared yourself to look on camera and represent the university. I wish you all a good break. Everybody have a good, safe break. Thank you.
President Ford Kleinman.
Hello, everyone. Okay, I'm just going to go over the important stuff. Basically, I was meeting with the executive board, and we thought it might be something that's going to happen within the next couple of weeks where we develop a system, for lack of a better term, almost like a report card system, just to make sure that you guys are interacting with a VP and a subcommittee. Again, just to reiterate what I said last meeting, that doesn't mean you have to go to every single subcommittee meeting. You just need to form a relationship with your respective VP who you want to be a part of their subcommittee and just be active with them. This is your job. You need to take it seriously, and this is the best way to get involved is these people are the ones going to the meetings. They're the ones that are doing like enormous tasks. You don't necessarily have to do exactly what they're doing, but go with them to meetings. You know, do that sort of thing. Have lunch with them. You know, talk to them about what it is that they need you to do to help them accomplish things. Or go with them and do it with them. If you can't do that, there are, you know, there's a plethora of different options for you. So just be talking with them. And basically, we're just going to try and develop a way to keep an organized track of that. And that's pretty much it.
Thank you. Okay, everybody, happy Thursday. How are midterms? Good, bad? Any more smiles? Excellent. Yeah? Good. They're done. And now you have the rest of the semester to look forward to. I hope you guys had a good week. We missed you. We had our board meeting. I wanted to say something kind of in conjunction with the buses, but it's kind of like in the broader spectrum of SGA. And that's what our purpose is here. And that is to serve students. But I think what we forget is that we're here to serve all students. Every single student who goes to Georgia State. We serve the students that are at Occupy Atlanta. We serve the students who are involved in athletics. We serve Greeks. We serve people who do nothing but academics. We serve every single student. So when we're talking about having to say no to one group, it's usually in conjunction with the fact that we're trying to say yes to 100 others, and the fact that we're trying to serve people equally. So if you're going on for elections next year, which if you're doing that, best of luck, and even when you leave this organization, I want you to remember that, and I want you to have others remember that our purpose here is to serve everybody, and to do it fairly, and to do it equally. So I just wanted to remind people of that, because I feel like we get like very involved with one task, and it becomes kind of the singularity when that's not the case. We're really trying to do everything. We're really trying to serve the most students, and I want you guys to keep that in mind, because it's going to be something important when we're coming up in the following years, and hopefully you guys will be doing it. That being said, put a smile on your face. So what's going on? So we're coming to our last couple of meetings. All of the e-boarders, we're all working on our transitional binders, making sure that we're setting up a good foundation for those who are going to continue on with SGA, which I hope everybody applied. What I would like to do with you guys before we leave is to kind of set up a template for the SGA to come. I had a really good conversation with Timmy and a wonderful one today with Chelsea talking about this, and they like the idea. So the idea is to put out a newsletter for the SGA of what students need. Chelsea and I talked about doing something with buses, the fact that, you know, let's make a consolidated place for people to know buses, parking. Let's make a consolidated place where people know where to park, how much it's going to cost them, reminders that they need to have. You need to have your financial information in. You need to know that you need to go to advisement. Kind of those little pieces of information that are going to stop you from being able to sign up for classes and maybe get dropped. I don't know, I heard that happen sometime. Being able to know where to park so you're not late to class. And kind of those little things that you hear every student complaining about, but we don't know why nothing's being done to do it. And the best thing, and one of the easiest things that we can do as an SGA is just to be able to educate people. Be able to make sure that they know what's going on. Carrying those newsletters that are going to come out with you, or having me send them out so you can forward them to your friends. Sending a link back to the SGA homepage and being able to have Tiffany put that information on there. So what I want to do is to be able to set up a foundation. I want to work with you guys rather than just the e-board to be able to come up with that kind of template. So in the next couple of days, I'm going to figure out a way to send you guys an email and hopefully get your feedback on how you want to go about this, because we want to be able to make small improvements before we leave that are tangible and that hopefully we can implement for next year. And then lastly, elections. Now that we're done with the application process, I wish everybody best of luck who has applied, and I hope you guys have a lovely break. That's it.
I'm pretty excited about wrapping. Okay, just to hit the stuff, there's updates on all the legislative stuff. Number one is, of course, the Hope Scholarship. Like I said last time, the way that they formed the plan that we're currently under was, 2 interns and a speechwriter, and that was what we're all now subject to with the Hope Scholarship. What we're trying to get them to do, because they recognize now that they're going to have to do something to change it. They don't want to do it this year, they're going to change it next year. So what we're really working hard with them to do is to get them to form a subcommittee that involves students and faculty and staff and all the different shareholders or stakeholders for the Hope Scholarship. So it doesn't just impact the lottery board, it impacts us. And I'd like to say that it impacts us a lot more than it impacts the lottery board. So all of us need to be part of coming up with a solution. And I think that they understand that, and they're going to take that into consideration and actually form that subcommittee. But it's still a kind of an uphill battle. Guns. They're trying to ban the banning of guns, which would mean then the Board of Regents can't not let us have guns, which would mean you can bring guns on campus. A lot of people are for that. Georgia Tech's very for that. A lot of students here are very for that because of the crime and stuff, the violence that's happening, muggings. But that bill is probably dead in committee because the Fraternal Order of Police has come out against it and has flat out said anyone who votes for this loses our support in the next election. So they'll probably back off the banning of gun bans very quickly. The third is talking about the immigration reform bills, HB 59. That is probably not going to leave committee, which is great news. The bad news is the Senate just came out with their own version, and that's kind of sparked HB 59 back to life a little bit. Neither one of them are probably going to leave committee. They're probably just, blustering for election year, but we still shouldn't sit back on our laurels. We should, I'll keep you abreast on that. Tuition and fees. We had a nice conversation with the chancellor the other day. He was very candid. I really like this chancellor, even though I disagree with him. He's very open with, we're going to raise your tuition 4% this year, probably. But at least it's not, well, we'll try not to, and then surprise everybody, like they have in the past. Oh, we really don't want to. He's looking at numbers. He runs it like a business and says, this is how much we have coming in, this is how much we have going out. We got a 4% difference. We're going to have to raise the tuition 4%. He's still trying to get that number lower. He wants to make it none. That being said, we also continuously go to bat about the huge $404 fee that we have to pay. Where's the sunset? Where's the sunset? When is this going away? And he was very open with that as well, that there is a sunset in sight, that one day they hope to get rid of it. But it's, they're closing 4 campuses of the 35, or 4 universities, 4 units of the university system, and combining them with others. So from 8, they're making 4 total. Those 8, none of them are happy. I mean, they're combining Augusta State with Georgia Health Science Institute, which is like the medical school, with like an Access Regional College. So imagine how upset both of them are, because the Access Regional College is upset they're going to have to pay medical school tuitions, and the medical school says, but we're a medical school, why are we taking in freshmen? So, but they do it because they're trying to save costs to the rest of the system. So they're doing everything they can to keep the access level the same across the state, but at the same time keep tuition that low while the quality of our education stays high. And that's sort of the 3 prongs of the triangle. I don't know who was here last year when Regent Potts came in. He'll explain the same this year if he can come back, that's sort of the 3 prongs of the triangle, is access, quality, and cost to the students. And you can't, it's really hard to have all 3, really low cost, great quality, and access to everyone. So they have to sort of balance the 3. They don't want to cut quality. That's the last place that they'll cut. Access is them kind of combining the schools as they need to, but then the other part is the cost. They want to keep it as low as possible, but it's tough. I just want to let everybody know that I'm still fighting them and working with them because, of course, they know. They all know my name already, and they see me coming. And they know what I'm going to tell them. So, but I'm going to keep saying it anyway. So hopefully we'll be able to bring Regent Potts in. He was the chairperson last year for the board, and he's on the board this year. He's a really great guy, and he'll be very candid with you when you ask him questions. We're not sure if he will be available to come into one of our meetings yet, but we're working.
So really quickly, are there any points or questions that anybody wants to make about old business or what we talked about last week? With that, is there any new business on the board?
Well, what happened to the committee that we did last time? We voted as a committee about redressing the bylaws. I wanted to be on the committee. I was never contacted. Anybody else get contacted?
John said Elise was in charge of that.
I said I was in charge.
See, I don't think we ever assigned anybody.
Nobody was assigned.
I don't think we assigned anybody to be in charge of it. Normally, part of the subcommittee formation is to target one of the executive board and say, under this person. So you need to pick someone from the executive board to be on.
I'm volunteering.
Pardon?
I'm volunteering.
Well then,
I vote yeah.
Okay, Timmy, you can take the reins on this. I apologize, it was a miscommunication, and it was my fault if I was listening. Does anybody have a motion on the floor at this time?
I have an announcement. Is it motion to adjourn? No.
I motion to vote Tim to be in charge of the subcommittee.
Second. All in favor? Opposition? Okay. Now it's official. Did you have any other points? Points for old business? Joel, did you have any announcements?
Yeah, I wanted to go ahead and, just so I can start chronologically, the April 14th date one. So for everyone that signed up for the March 24th, are you available for the April 14th?
We should send it out in an email so everyone in the Senate can.
Okay, so I'll just send, okay, in the email I'm going to send out the details, pricing wise, and I'm also going to send out who signed up for the April 14th, and then if you're available, you just let me know, and we can, well actually I'll send out March 24th and April 14th, so in case you don't remember which one you signed up for, and then you can see if you're available for the April 14th. And once again, it's 2 weeks before finals, if anyone was kind of worried about that. And yeah, that's it.
Thank you. Are there any points for new business on the floor at this time?
I have a question before I make a motion. Did you say that every subcommittee has to be, I guess, headed by a VP position or not?
No.
Okay.
Not necessarily VP position.
Okay. Well, I make a motion to create a Hope Letter Writing Day, or a subcommittee for a Hope Letter Writing Day. This idea came from going to the teaching at Tucson here at Georgia State University. Basically, books that talk about multicultural education were banned. So the College of Education is in itself to have a letter writing day. So basically, a generic letter was created, and then people who attended the event were, we asked them like, what county are you from? So from that, we found who the representatives were and who the legislators were. And so at the top, we addressed it to the legislator or representative, and at the bottom, there's space for them to sign. So anyone who's willing to be on the subcommittee or willing to come to Letter Writing Day, this is very informal, but I think just came up. I'm going to pass this around and put your name and your email on it, but basically I will, or in my subcommittee, will create a generic letter so you don't have to write it. It's just going to be kind of a list of our points that we'd like to make to our legislator or representative. So here's a list.
Before you send it around, we have to pass the motion to be able to have the subcommittee. So are there any seconds on the floor? All in favor? Opposition? Passes unanimously. Okay, Sarah and then Ed.
Were you in charge of that?
Yes.
Mine actually had to do with exactly what you're saying. Apparently there's going to be a walkout on March 11th at 11. And it's basically a bunch of people who just just walk out of class protesting the fact that, you know, Hope's going down, tuition's going up. And I figured we could have a booth and have exactly that right there. Just have people, like, they're going to be outside of the courtyard anyway, just have them sign, tell us what you're from. I mean, if she's making it that easy, I feel like no one would object to that. That'd be great. So March 11th at 11.
It's a Sunday.
That's what they said. I'll figure that out. She's like, March 11th. I didn't like look it up or anything, but she said
We'll
March
send out
11th.
an email about it. If you want to work with Second to have it, yeah? Okay. Fred?
Very miscellaneous, it's very random. These packages are sponsored by Red Bull, of course. The representative for the student, the winning team, I contacted her and I was like, I may need a couple Red Bulls for the meeting tonight. And she's like, this for you or for everyone? I just said for everyone because I know it's last week, everybody was on the midterm, so it's a little package for them. I think she wants maybe 2 or 3 pictures of the spring break package. And also, I made a cheesecake that's in the office. There's only one pie, and it's like a lot of people, so you can share a slice or be conservative on the slice, and just tell me what you think about it. That's about it. So blame her.
That's false. Ben, just
Yeah, I'd like to allocate $1,500 for the implementation and expansion of Senator Amazi's ideas.
Second.
I'm just saying that's what you're.
Okay.
I'll give you that budget.
before we have seconds, could we?
It's not really. Well, like I'm just.
Okay, we're gonna explain this.
Actually, I should explain something else. At our e-board meeting last week, we did combine the co-sponsorship and special events budget into one budget. It will be now the student life budget, and that's what we'll present for student activity. The reason for that was to give whoever's in my position kind of more flexibility. And the reason we don't necessarily have to vote on this allocation is because it's just through my position, I have authority over that budget, and I can allocate funds towards it, with the exception of co-sponsorship, without any votes. So, Senator Mazi, that's for you, and just work with me on making sure we get that taken care of.
How much?
$1,500.
It's a lot of stamps.
Okay, guys, are there any other points for new business? Seeing none, are there any points on the floor at this time? Senator Castellano.
Motion to adjourn the meeting.
Second. All in favor?